They say the fire of Red Mountain took everything from my people. It turned our skies to ash and our homes to embers. Most fled the flame, but I decided to become it. In a land defined by ice and snow, fire is the ultimate weapon. While the Nords cling to their steel, we harness the raw power of oblivion itself. This build is about 3 things: maximum damage, zero mercy, and a lot of beautiful bright explosions. This is the Pyromancer build, the most destructive way to play as a mage in Skyrim in 2026. Not only will we be mastering destructive fire spells, we will also be using Conjuration to summon familiars and Atronachs to fight by our side. If you're ready to see how to build yourself your own Pyromancer build, stay tuned because we're jumping right into this video. Creating a Pyromancer in Skyrim is one of the most satisfying glass cannon experiences. While many players find late game magic weak, a properly built Pyromancer can reach damage numbers that rival high-end physical weapons. The strategy behind building a good Pyromancer is to get spell cost reduction through enchanting and obtaining special artifacts as early as possible. Of course, we're going to go over the 3 best races you can pick for this build, and the first one is going to be the Breton for their resistance to magic, and for their dragon skin ability, which absorbs spells. The second one being the Altmer, which are also the most strongly gifted in the arcane arts of all races, and they also carry the Highborn power, which regenerates magic quickly if you happen to run out. But for the sake of role-playing purposes, we're going to go with the Dunmer, as they also carry increased skills in magical arts. They also have a 50% resistance to fire, and they can use Ancestor's Wrath to surround themselves in fire, which is great to use until you can acquire Flame Cloak. The first place you're going to head to after leaving Helgen is going to be the College of Winterhold, so you can work on leveling up your Destruction and Conjuration magic. After spending some time in the college, you're going to go down to the Windhelm docks, take a ship off to Solstheim, and then make your way over to Kolbjorn Bureau. You're going to want to complete the quest Unearth, which will gift you with 3 items: Azadal's Mask, Azadal's Ring of Necromancy, and Azadal's Ring of Arcana. The mask we are definitely going to pick up as it carries a fire resistance of 50% and increases your spell damage by 25%. So if you play as a Dummer, which already has a 50% resistance to fire, and you equip this mask, that will put you at a 100% immunity to all incoming fire damage. We're also going to use Azadal's Ring of Arcana, which will equip you with the spells Ignite and Freeze. You only get these spells with this ring. We will be using Ignite as one of our first spells that we will be using early on in game. Now, assuming you were using your flame spells as you were leaving Helgen and you've made your way down to the Guardian Stones, we're going to pick up the Mage Stone, which improves any magical skill learning by 20%. You can run a stone for a majority of the game, or add it with the Ethereum Crown, or swap it out with another stone, such as the Lord Stone, which improves armor rating and magic resistance, or the Lady Stone, which gives a bonus to health and stamina regeneration. This build will only require you to focus on 3 main skill trees, the first one being Destruction, second being Conjuration, and the third one being Illusion. For your Conjuration, you're going to want to make sure you get that up to level 100 so you can cast Master Spells. For the branches, we're only focusing on 2. You're going to get the perk for dual casting, and then work on the left branch, which is the Atronach branch. You're going to level that up to Twin Souls, which allows you to conjure 2 Atronachs at the same time. Then we're going to focus on the very right branch and level that all the way up so that you can cast Master Conjuration spells. Once you have all those perks selected, this is what your tree should look like afterwards. Now for the Destruction tree, we're going to focus on the very right branch so that we can perform dual casting and also impact so that enemies will stagger when hitting them with destruction spells. And of course the very left branch, which is the Flame Spells branch, we're going to get Augmented Flames 2 out of 2 and then Intense Flames, which causes targets to flee when their health is low. After that, we're going to focus on the right branch so that we can level up our Destruction all the way up to Master Spells. When it's all completed, this is what your tree should look like. For our late game tree, we're going to max out our enchanting. You're going to get your enchanter 5 out of 5 and then move up to fire enchanter, which will make your fire enchantments of weapons and armor 25% stronger. Then put a perk into insightful enchanter to make skill enchantments 25% stronger. Once you've gotten your enchantment up to level 100, you can get the extra effect perk, which allows you to put 2 enchantments on 1 item. Now for the secret perk combo, we're going to maximize our fire damage by exploiting a specific interaction between destruction and illusion. Go to your destruction tree and unlock augmented flames, giving it 2 out of 2, which increases your fire damage by 50%. Then once you have your illusion up to level 50, you're going to go to the illusion tree and unlock Aspect of Terror. This is intended to make fear spells stronger. However, because Skyrim Codes fires intense flames effect as a fear effect, this perk adds a flat plus 10 to plus 15 damage to every fire spell. The key to this is you must unlock Augmented Flames before Aspect of Terror to ensure the bonuses stack correctly for the highest possible damage. Now for the gear. The gear setup is going to be pretty simple with this. By starting off with the college, we're going to complete that and acquire the Archmage robes, which will increase our magical points and increase our generation 100%. Then we're going to head to Solstheim and acquire Azadal's mask and the Azadal Ring of Arcana so that we can acquire the Ignite spell and increase our fire resistance and fire damage. Later on in the game, we can acquire the Ethereum Crown so that we can run 2 Mundus Stones. We can run the Mage Stone, Lord Stone, and or the Lady Stone. Once you are closer to endgame, you have your enchantment all the way up. You can build your own robes by putting 2 enchantments on a single piece. We're going to focus on putting both Fortified Destruction and Fortified Conjuration on 4 pieces of gear. That way, our spell cost for both Conjuration and Destruction is 0 magicka. Another endgame ring I would suggest is the Ring of Erudite, which you get by joining with the vampires and you acquire doing the Rings of Blood Magic after completing the Dawnguard DLC. This ring also reduces your destruction spell cost and increases your magic regeneration by 150%. Now for the magic part of this build, for our attribute points, we're going to focus on 3-1 ratio. We do not need stamina for a magic build, but we do need the magicka and enough health to make sure we don't get taken out by a rogue arrow. First fire spell we're using is Flames, as we're equipped with that. Upon leveling up your destruction, we're going to unlock Firebolt. Upon reaching Adept level, you're going to unlock Fireball, which is your bread and butter for groups. When combining it with the Impact perk in our destruction tree, dual casting this will stagger almost any enemy. Ignite you only get from wearing Azadal's Ring of Arcana. It deals low damage per second, but it stacks. Rapid firing this at a dragon will melt its health bar in seconds. If you're playing a race other than a Dunmer, you can use Flame Cloak. If you're playing a Dunmer, you have Ancestor's Wrath, which surrounds yourself with fire and literally does the same amount of damage as Flame Cloak. It just depends which one you prefer to use. One is prettier than the other, but you cannot use both at the same time. Casting one while one is active will cancel out the other. Finally, we have the master level spell Firestorm. While it does take a few seconds to cast, it deals massive AoE damage and it looks amazing. The spell does 150 points of fiery damage and is perfect for huge groups of people. Being a Pyromancer means not only are you going to be dealing fire damage, we're going to be using Conjuration spells as well. First one you're going to acquire is Conjure Flame Atronach, which summons a Flame Atronach to fight beside you for 60 seconds or until destroyed. Upon reaching master level of Conjuration, you're going to swap that out for Flame Thrall, which conjures a permanent Flame Atronach to fight beside you. You're also going to get Flaming Familiar, which summons a Flaming Familiar which will charge into battle and explode on its targets. You can also use Conjure Ash Spawn, which is an adept level conjuration spell, and Conjure Ash Guardian, which is an expert level spell and will guard any area that you cast it in as long as you have a Heartstone. Conjuring Ash creatures require a Heartstone, otherwise they become hostile, and neither one of these are affected by the Wind Souls perk, meaning if you try to conjure a second one, the first one will disappear. Of course, the shout that you're going to be using is Fire Breath. And when you're in Solstheim, it is highly advisable that you start the Black Book quest and find the book The Winds of Change in Raven Rock Mine and acquire the spell Companion's Insight. That way, if you run with companions and followers, they cannot be damaged by any of your fire spells. Okay, so the rundown on this build. Altmer and Dunmer are going to be your best choices for races as far as improved skills in magic. Attributes, you're going with 3-1, no stamina, just magicka and health. You're going to focus on destruction and conjuration, and you're going to acquire the Archmage robes and Azadal's mask and Ring of Arcane as early in game as possible. And finally, once you reach endgame levels, you're going to enchant your gear with 2 enchantments on 4 pieces to get 0 magic usage, and acquire the Ring of Erudite for even more magicka and faster regeneration as well. Alright guys, that is it for the video. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. Also consider subscribing for more Elder Scrolls and gaming related videos. If you tried this build and enjoyed it, drop in the comments and let me know, and also leave some suggestions for some future videos. Check out my Twitch for Elder Scrolls live streams. And as always, I hope to see you in the next video. Safe travels in Tamriel.